was staying at a nice, comfortable Vegas hotel when I got the call telling me I was going on an 8-day ride down the Colorado River with Georgie Clark. Well, since Georgie Clark was a 68-year-old lady, I figured the trip would be a cruise. Little did I know that the Colorado River has the biggest rapids in the world and that we'd be going on rafts, not boats. When Evel Knievel was invited, he passed. Well, anyway, I did my hair, packed my bags. I started to feel things weren't going too well when I couldn't get my bags into the cab. I got a little more nervous when I found out my bags wouldn't fit into the plane either.
Too big. Let me take it.
The bag is too big. It was the first time I'd ever been on a plane that had no baggage compartment and no stewardesses. The only comforting thing was, like the cab driver, I could see the pilot's license on the dashboard. It was a beautiful day. From 5,000 feet, I could still see my suitcase on the ground. When we were about 15 minutes out, the pilot told me he wasn't taking me to the river, but to another plane. Soon we landed at a place where there was no airport and no place to land.
Very nice. Hey! Well, we made it, huh? You want me to put the kickstand down?
If there was no place to land, there was no place to walk. Two-Weep International Airport, North Concourse Gate 1. Hey! The place was called Two-Weep. And when I saw that my next plane was a helicopter, I wanted to weep. I ran to the plane to make sure they would have enough room for my purse. The only good thing about a helicopter, which I'd also never been on before, is that it's so loud you can't hear yourself screaming. In a few minutes, we approached the great gorge of the Grand Canyon. Visibility was good. I wish it wasn't.
1 mile straight down.
Then the pilot told me we were descending. I asked him if it was on purpose. It was the most beautiful topography I'd ever seen. It'd be even more beautiful to put my feet on. Then we spotted Georgie Clark's camp and a few other people without suitcases who were also taking the cruise. After circling a few minutes, we found a couple of flat rocks and landed. Georgie Clark greeted me, and I was never so happy to see anyone in my whole life. Georgie came to the Grand Canyon when she was 33 and has been running river trips for 35 years. Her reputation is such that people come from all over the world to share this experience with her.
She's a character. She's a legend. She's something that you don't find around anymore.
If you're gonna go, you've got to go with the best. That's it.
The first few days out were wonderful. We hiked together, swam together, ate together, horsed around together, and ruined our hair. The 35 of us on the raft became like family, and I began to understand why Georgie considered the Grand Canyon her home and the river her family.
I've been here so many years, it's like my backyard. Then everybody says, Georgie, aren't you ever going to retire? And I tell them, no, I'm married to the river and don't plan a divorce.
I began to think this river riding business was a snap. Then I heard a snap and a crackle and the roar of lava falls. The entire trip took 8 days. The 20-minute ride through lava falls seemed to take 8 years. When we finally landed, Georgie picked up my spirits and my stomach with some spirits of her own. That's what you drink on the trips, huh?
Man, I don't want to do it again.
I've seen enough rocks to last me a lifetime.
Woo! Heaven.
All of a sudden, boom, everything was gone. The boat just went down into a hole and then up the other side. And...
It's a nice fun ride. It is
Sure it is. And Georgie Clark is a nice, fun lady who considers the river her husband. Since I don't believe in messing around with somebody else's husband, I only stuck around long enough to say goodbye. Then I was on my way back to Las Vegas to be with my suit.